the body oriented and mind oriented techniques. There are techniques that are body oriented and there are techniques that are mind oriented. There is a difference between the two. All techniques that start with the body are dangerous without someone who knows about it, without a master, because human body is a very complex phenomenon, very complex. It is a mechanism, and without someone who knows exactly what is going on, it is dangerous to start. In the absence, you may disturb the mechanism and it will be very difficult to repair it. All techniques that start directly from the mind are basically based on imaginations, and they are not as dangerous as the body oriented. All techniques that start from the mind are based on imagination and are not dangerous because body is not touched at all by these techniques. They can be done even without the presence of the master. Although it will be difficult because you do not have any self-confidence, actually the master is not going to do anything. Simply his presence remains like a catalytic agent. He is not doing anything really. Everything is based on your imagination. Really nothing can be done, but with his just presence you gain confidence and trust, and it helps. With just the feeling that master is there, you move confidently because he is present and you are not afraid, because he is with you. You can move into the unknown, the uncharted, but with body techniques, he is necessary because body is a mechanism and you can do something which cannot be easily undone. You can harm it yourself. That is why all body-oriented techniques requires a professional, someone who knows about it. And there are certain techniques like in Hatha Yoga. For instance, I will take the simple technique of that is known as headstand. The headstand is a technique where you stand on your head. Standing on one's head for hours together, in the beginning it seems very good and the person feels relaxed and cool for the whole day. But then problems are followed and he becomes very disturbed when the coolness disappears. While the process is going on, he is on his headstand, and for some time the coolness remains. Thereafter the coolness disappears and became hot all over. One can get mad in ultimate state because one thinks that headstand helped in the beginning and he becomes very, very cool, feels collected, silent, relaxed. So when this begins to happen, he continues it more, and he thinks that the more he does it, better it will be. But it causes damage in the long run. This mind mechanism, the brain needs only a certain amount of blood to circulate through it. If you look at it, the blood moves from below to upwards. It is pumped in that way. When you are standing on your head, the process of the circulation of the blood changes. Mind mechanism, which is based on brain, needs only a certain amount of blood to circulate through it. If less blood is circulating, there is a difficulty, and with everyone it is different. It all depends upon how much blood you need to be sent to the brain. That is why you cannot sleep without pillows. If you try to sleep without pillows, you cannot sleep. You cannot sleep, or you will sleep less because more blood flows into the head. If you try to sleep without pillows, means your head is at the same level as the entire body. Your head is high, so less blood flows, and for you the sleep when your head is higher, less blood flows through the brain. So those pillows help you. Your head is high, so less blood flows, and for sleep, less blood is needed. For sleep, you do not need enough blood. The more blood flows, then brain is alert. It cannot relax. If you do too much headstand, your sleep will be completely lost. You may not be able to sleep at all, and these are the dangers in it. So unless one knows how long the headstand has to be done, so this only an expert can tell you, because brain, the head works, the mechanism within the head is brain, and brain needs a certain amount of blood to flow into it for its functioning, neither more nor less. If more blood goes into the head, then ultimately the sleep will become difficult. Your head is high, so less blood flows, and for sleep, less blood is needed. Blood means the more blood flows, that means it is more active, more alert. And if your brain remains active, then it becomes difficult for you to fall asleep. So this is the situation with all those who become neurotic, or they experience certain amount of madness or so. If more blood flows, then brain remains alert. And if the brain remains alert, you cannot relax. And if you continue to do headstand for long, your sleep will begin to be disturbed. Although in the beginning you feel much more relaxed and so, but ultimately the sleep will be completely lost. You may not be able to sleep at all, and there are dangers. It has been recorded that 7 days is the longest you can remain without sleep, and then in that state you have to use sleeping tablets. 7 days after that, the neurotic situation arises, because the very subtle tissues of the brain will break and they cannot be replaced easily. They cannot be repaired. While you are standing on the head, in the headstand position, all blood is flowing downward towards the head. And those who do the headstand for a longer period of time, they lose intelligence. I have not seen anyone doing headstand who has tremendous intelligence. If a person is doing continuously and for long headstand, he is bound to become stupid, because the very subtle tissues of the brain that are responsible for your intelligence are destroyed. When so much blood passes through, delicate tissues cannot exist. That is why it is said the body has a complex mechanism and it has certain amount of blood is needed for everyone to flow. So in that situation, when somebody finds it difficult to fall asleep or sleep is disturbed, you should use means that brain is active and the mechanism within the head, that is brain, is more active, more alert, and it cannot allow you to fall asleep. So in that situation, the person has to use a high pillow. So the head remains higher than the body, and much blood will not flow. And when only that amount of blood is necessary, which is a normal way of using the pillow. So it has to be decided by an expert, the master, who knows how much will be helpful to you, a few seconds or a few minutes of headstand. And this is just an example. I took one example. All the bodily postures, asanas, techniques have to be done in the presence of the master under his guidance. They are never to be done alone, because you do not know your body at all. Your body is such a big thing, you cannot even conceive of it. The small head, your head has 7 millions of cells in it. And those 7 million cells are interrelated with one another. Scientists say that interrelationship is as complex as the whole universe. So a certain amount of blood needs to be reaching there. If more reaches, mind remains alert and active, then sleep becomes difficult. The ancient Hindu seers have said that the whole cosmos exists in human head in a miniature form. The whole complexity of the universe is there in miniature form in your head. If the whole relationship of all these cells can be understood, you have really understood the whole complexity of the universe. You are not aware of any cells and about the interconnectedness or relationship between them. You are not aware of it. And it is good that you are not aware, otherwise you will go mad with such a big war going on. It can go on only unconsciously. The blood circulates, but you are not aware of it. So the amount of blood that needs to be circulated to the brain is important. If too much blood goes to the brain, then the delicate cells are disturbed, their interconnectedness is disturbed, and such a person loses his intelligence. It is only 3 centuries ago that it was discovered that blood circulates in the body. Before that, it was thought that blood was static and not circulating at all. Only 300 years ago. Circulation is a very recent concept, and man has been in existence for millions of years, but could not feel that blood was circulating. It was a spontaneous, natural process. You cannot feel it. Much speed, much work is going on there, and your body is like a big factory. Your body, and it is your body, and one of the most delicate systems is your body. It constantly goes on repairing itself, continuously renewing itself, and this process goes on. We have not created any mechanism up to now that can match with it, or that can take care of itself for 70 years. So when you start any work on your body, remember to be near a master, one who knows about what he is telling you, otherwise don't do it. Whereas the techniques based on imaginations, you can do it on your own. Even the presence of the master is not necessary. However, it becomes relevant because the presence of the master acts as a catalyst. So these two things you have to understand: the techniques which are body oriented and techniques that are mind oriented. For the process of transformation, both techniques, one can start totally with body oriented techniques, that is hatha yoga, and then these systems. Then there is another type which are mind oriented, and the best combination is when you are using both the body oriented and the mind oriented techniques. So that is why it is said that the presence of the master is very important in the process of transformation of consciousness. In very certain cases, one can attain to it on his own. With imagination, there is no problem. It is a simple phenomenon, and you can act. You can start from it. Enough for now.